Good morning, thriving warriors and those who wish they were. Alexa's still not cooperating, so I will tell you the information. Today is Saturday. Saturday, the 17th of September. It is 6:20 in the morning, 6:21 in the morning. I guess you saw it there somewhere. Okay, and the weather is good. The lake is being filled. Still don't have the lighting right, but we'll do the best we can. That's all we can do is the best we can. So today's thing is, it's simple. Good morning, Diana. It's simple, don't quit. All right, so here we are, Career Services, Thriving Warrior Department of Career Services, and what we do is help you what? Move from point A to point B. You're at point A, you want to get to point B. Point B is better. That's all we want to help you do is get to point B, someplace better. We do that several ways. This is one example. This morning podcast where we drop little beep, beep, beep breadcrumbs that are easy for you to follow that lead you to what? Point B, someplace better. Good system. We also have our 4-week online course, our basic training, used to be called our apprentice course. It's down below in the notes. There's a link to it. Click on it. Don't forget to subscribe and push the bell for notifications. So when we send these things, you will know. We also have in the notes down below the daily motivational video that I use as my inspiration to get this done, and the TED Talk that goes along with our 4-week course. Today it's Susanna Herculano. We'll talk about that in a second. And then below that, description of what we do, how we do it, some links to our resources, housing, clothing, food, hygiene, etc., employment, foundational employment and career planning, and something, words of wisdom from Seth Godin. People like us do things like this. So where do we start? Okay, start with some coffee. And this is in a coffee cup provided by Mark Rowland as he went to, hello, I'm over here in the dark. Mark Rowland as he went to where? Australia, right. I think the Packers forgot to pack it. In the dark. It's probably because the windows, let me try this. Aha! Okay, now I just got to get the one over my right shoulder. Okay, anyway, we are at 3:52 into it. It's simple. Success is simple. It's not easy, but it's simple. One of the things we need to do is get rid of a lot of bad, inaccurate, contradictory, confusing beliefs. We need to get rid of those. When you have these contradictory, confusing beliefs, you make inconsistent and incorrect decisions. So one of the ways to become successful is get rid of these inaccurate, incomplete, contradictory beliefs. Boom, 1. Okay, next, adopt good beliefs. Don't quit. Don't quit. So a message that was given to me last week, no, the week before last, I think on Tuesday, maybe Monday, was keep digging. Keep digging. along with the parable of the master who sent his servants out into the field to dig. There's treasure out there. You can keep the treasure. Go out and get it. And throughout the day, one by one, the servants would come back complaining the tools were not good enough. The soil was too rocky. They're too old. They're too sick. It's too hot, etc., etc. All the excuses you could muster. Except at the end of the day, one guy finished it. One guy at the end of the day came back because it was the end of the day, not because he quit. It was the end of the day. And the master said to him, "Why were you not like these other servants who came back early because they said it was too hard, they didn't have the right tools, the soil was too rocky, it was too hot, they were too old, they were too sick. Why didn't you come back? You didn't find the treasure." And the servant said, "I didn't go out there looking for treasure. I went out there because you told me to go, to dig. I was digging because you told me to, not because I was looking for treasure." So the parable, the message of the parable was keep digging. Don't quit. All right. So some other tidbits from that. Discipline and consistency. We'll talk about that in some other video. Discipline and consistency. It's not enough to be disciplined, and it's not enough to be consistent. You could be consistently mediocre. That's not going to help. You're not going to get from to point B by being mediocre. You have to have discipline, meaning implementing good or better habits, and be consistent about it. You have to do it every day. Don't quit. Okay, that's one. Another little thing you can tell yourself: you will grow through what you go through. You will grow through what you go through. Whatever you go through, it will make you better. But you have to take the first step. Take the first step and don't quit, because you will grow through what you go through. Okay, cool. And remind yourself, we are all put here to be all we can be. Kind of like what's that? The Army? Be all you can be? No, Marines, I think. Perseverance, perseverance, perseverance. Don't quit. Okay, now from Jocko Wilnick, choose the hard path. Choose the hard path. That kind of goes in line with become comfortable being uncomfortable. Maybe we'll add this to our maxim: choose the hard path, which he means, when by that he breaks it down and says, take responsibility, do hard work, sacrifice, discipline, humility, ownership of what you do. All of that leads to freedom. Freedom. Good system. Okay, so that's some of our thoughts for today. Might want to go back and review them. I've got a couple little videos I hope to post of the lake being filled. Kind of a cool thing. Historic, first time in 5 years the lake has been filled. It has been running for approximately 18 hours. And it's clearly holding water. But it is a big lake, probably more than an acre foot, which is about 350,000 gallons. Whoa, that's a lot. Okay. TED Talk, Susanna Herculano. So far this week, we had Daniel Amen. Brain can be easily damaged. Brain can be fixed through a Brain Smart program. This is a Brain Smart program. Jordan Peterson. Every job has an IQ range. Know your IQ and be within the top 25% of the IQ range for the job you have. If you pick a job where your IQ is too low, the job will be too hard and you'll be the moron employee that nobody appreciates, and you'll go home feeling your life sucks. If your IQ is too high, the opposite will happen. Everyone else will look like the dumb employee and the job will be boring. And don't take a job where your IQ is higher than that, because you're going to think of ways to make the job better. Your boss is going to urinate on those ideas for two reasons. One, he can't comprehend them. It's above his IQ range. And number two, they can't be implemented by the staff that's there. You have to have people like you to do it. It's another reason don't get in a job where your IQ is too high. You will get fired. Take it from me. About 30 years of getting fired from jobs. Okay. 3, Johann Hari. Everything you think you know about addiction is wrong. It's not about chemical hooks. It's about your environment. It's not the drug, it's your environment. Social isolation is bad. You're releasing a lot of dopamine in your system. It's going to make you want to do stuff. If you don't have good social relationships, you're going to do stuff on your own, where you can be alone and do them to release dopamine to make you feel better, because your life sucks and you don't embrace the suck. If you did, it wouldn't suck, but you don't, so it does. Okay, thank you, David Logan, for that kind of little sentence structure thing, which I like. After Johann Hari, Yuval Harari, talking about why humans control the planet. It's really simple. Only humans can work. Only humans can work, what? Flexibly in large numbers. Why? Because we invent stories that we can believe. And if we believe the story, we'll all cooperate with one another. And there's a lot of stories: money, government, laws, religion, human rights. Those are all stories they're fictional stories that are not supported by objective reality. Money, dollar bills are just green pieces of cloth. We believe they have value, therefore they do, et cetera, et cetera. Why are we able to create stories? Because we live in a dual reality, which is the objective reality that all other animals and plants live in. A mountain is a mountain, a river is a river. But we also live in a subjective reality world, a fictional reality world, where we can say that is a beautiful mountain. That's a beautiful sunset. That river is dangerous, etc. Now, how are we able to do that? How are we able to? Why is it that only we are able to create fictional stories? Why is it that only we live in a dual reality world? Susanna Herculano, our speaker, our TED lecturer for today, tells us it's because we have more neurons than any other animal by far, other than certain dolphins, but they don't have them in a prefrontal cortex the way we do. So we have more neurons, which enables us to do more complex things, like invent stories. And why do we have more neurons? Susanna Herculano also tells us it's because we cook our food. We're the only animals that cook our food. And the benefit of cooking food is you get more nutrients in a shorter amount of time, because it's easier to eat and digest the food. So for an example, a little thought experiment. If you took a 1-pound bag of spinach and you ate it raw, you probably could not finish it in one setting. Let's see if I turn the camera. There we go. Wow. Technology. Get rid of the light behind you and all of a sudden you appear. Wow. Okay. So you probably could not eat 1 pound of raw spinach for several reasons. They'll say you cannot. Okay, cool. Now, what if you cook the spinach? Just heat it up. It's mostly water. 1 pound is going to go to about 1 cup. How long does it take you to eat a cup of cooked, warm spinach, especially if there's a little salt on top, maybe some olive oil, sauteed garlic, who knows? Probably like a minute. All right, so the benefit of cooking our food is we get more calories in less time, which means what? we have more time to do other things. And what are the other things that people spent their time doing? Right, Diana. Right, Charlene. They spent their time figuring out how to survive, how to make it easier to survive. Maslow's hierarchy. They inadvertently discovered Maslow's hierarchy: food, clothing, shelter, etc. And because we figured out ways to do things, we needed even more neurons. Okay, so anyway, that's Susanna Herculano. Watch it, understand it, read it, absorb it, take it in. It will change your perspective of the world, give you the tools to move from point A to point B. Good, boom. Let's see, what does Seth Godin have to say to us today? And we also, the simplest way to run a business is to have no also. We maximize profit, period. At least you're being honest about it. If you say, and we also care about the environment, or we also care about our people and treat them like family, or even we're here to serve our customers, now you're doing one of two things. Either you're asserting that doing these things is the way to maximize your profit, or you're committing to not maximizing your profit as your purpose is more human and connected than something that simple. If it's the latter, if you've decided that making just enough profit to maximize your real goal is the purpose of the organization, what an extraordinary opportunity. Organizations of humans with a clear measured goal and just enough profit to get there can make a huge impact. I'll repeat that again, huge impact. But it's also worth being honest about whether we're running that full page ad with a koala in it because you're here to help the koala or simply because you see it as a stepping stone to making more money. Okay, cool, that's very good. So what's the takeaway from that? Make enough money to do important things. Okay, so as he says, or you're committing to not maximizing your profit. So instead of maximizing your profit, you're going to not maximize your profit as your purpose is more human. Okay, you've decided that making just enough profit to maximize your real goal is the purpose of your organization. What an extraordinary opportunity. Okay, so what is your real goal? If it's not maximizing money, then your goal should be to make enough money so you can do what you really want to do. And that's kind of cool. The sun is coming up. I need to get some more pictures in another video of the lake. We are at 1807. I will say bingo, bango, bongo. Point over there to the sign on the wall, which we cannot read, but it's there anyway. And say what? Yesterday was the only easy day. Embrace the suck. Well, get comfortable being uncomfortable. How? Well, embrace the suck. Don't compare yourself to other people. Be more samurai. Do those things and choose the hard path. Number 6, choose the hard path. And with that, I'm going to say, and cut. Okay. Okay, good.